Hello and welcome back to the Lotus SMP. I am Shaden23 and this is Season 3, Episode 2. In today's episode, I'm going to come back and revisit this house, but not just yet. I've still got some things to do to make it look nicer, but that's for later. For now, I want to have a look at these guys over here, my villagers, in this really temporary and quite ugly looking trading hall. It's not great, is it? Look, I've got my little zombie guy in there, and I've just been manually moving them over to be zombified. And every time I want another villager, I just sort of add a bit to the end. But I can do better than this. If you've seen some of my previous episodes, you'll know that I absolutely love making villager trading halls. And in the past, I've used some other people's designs. Like, I think last season, it was Cubic Meter, which was a really amazing one. Really complicated, and I loved it. But I think I want to make my own. I want to do my very own trading hall. I've got some ideas, and that's what we're going to do today. So I guess if I'm going to design something new, I need to decide what I actually want. A few things are very important. So being able to load the villagers in easily, that's important. I want them to be able to be zombified. That's really important as well. And then cured and returned back to their place of origin, or potentially moved around easily. Okay, so loading them in, that should be pretty easy to do. And next, I think we need a way of lowering the villagers down to get zombified. So, like maybe a water column, a bubble column, maybe some soul sand and magma swapping out. That would lower them down, raise them back up again. Maybe a zombie down the bottom. Yeah, that could work. Or I could try using dispensers that will make a water source in each block, and when they get turned off, the villager goes down. And when I turn it back on again, the bubble column reactivates and sends the villager back up to the top. But I think that's a bit wasteful too, isn't it? I mean, I would need a zombie in each silo. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. I think I just want one zombie. Let me think about this for a second. And I just remembered one more thing. I want this thing to be tileable, and I want it to be probably spaced like they are now, like one every second block, one village every second block, and tileable. That makes it a little bit more tricky, but I think we can do it. Alright, so let's see if we can work something out. Essentially, I want a button that will make the villager drop down to be taken away to be zombified. So let's do a couple of building blocks here, and that will be the block that our villager is going to stand on. That one right there. So we need to be able to push and pull that out of the way. Sticky piston for that. What if I put it like that? So if I power that now, it should grab it and pull it out of the way. Yeah. Okay, perfect. I guess we want it powered all the time, don't we? Okay, so workstation's there. We're probably going to be standing in front of it. The floor will be out this way. That's the floor. That's the floor. So if I had a button on that block, I need to power that. I guess I could sort of have a line, a redstone line. Oh, it needs to come. I can go through here. I can go through this way. It goes this way to here, and I guess there. No, to. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. I know what I'm doing here. Let's make, that's the floor. That's the floor out of the cobblestone. This is going to be our redstone line. Let's grab a bit more dust. And I'm probably going to need, I guess we're going to need a torch as well. So, what if we ran from under there, redstone along here, up to here, and then a redstone torch to there, which pushes it into place. I mean, it's too far back. So if I had a button and then I put that on here, so I'm coming up, I need to zombify you. I can press that button and it opens it. I think that's long enough, and he falls down. Yeah, that'll work. But now my brain starts thinking about if I want a villager every second block, so there's going to be a gap, a villager, a gap. Next villager, then this line is actually going to interfere. The next one's going to be coming along here for the next row, isn't it? That's not what we want. I think we can solve that pretty quickly with an observer. Yeah. So what if when we're looking at the workstation, we're up here, we're looking at a note block. Instead of this button, we press the note block, which means we can get rid of all this, and then observer watches that. Hit the note block, powers the redstone. No, that does not work. Why doesn't that work? I know, that needs to be a repeater. Okay, repeater there. let's get rid of these 2 blocks. They don't need to be there anymore. So now I think if we do that, nothing happens. Maybe a delay. Okay, we're onto something. We're onto something. It's not quite right, but yeah, I'll fiddle with this. We can make that work. Okay, I've gone and made this a little bit more realistic. Got the tube that the villager will fall down from the top. We've got a little bit of a platform here. We've got a workstation. So that's kind of how it's going to look. So next up, we need to look at the part up in the sky because that part works, but we need to think. So we press that button, it pulls across, falls down. That's still really quick. That's still really quick. We'll fix that later. It falls down, drives away, gets zombified, comes back up, and comes back along a rail and falls down this silo. And my idea is that it knows which silo to fall down. Like, there's something up there, I don't know, I think a rail maybe. It turns a rail and then falls down this one. And it works independently. This whole thing does that. So I've got to get a signal up there to turn a rail. So I'm picturing like a rail that comes in from, say, over this way, comes in a track here, turns, and drives him down there. So we need to make sure that the block here, let's just put that block there. If that gets powered, the rail turns and drives him in here. And yeah, so then if once he's in, it resets. Or yeah, that should work. Yeah, once he's in, no, we need to trigger it again. Wait a minute, let me think about this. If we click that, and that's when it turns to drive the rail in, I need some way of knowing when the villager comes back to turn it back again. Like a detector rail, maybe? Or observers? Maybe observers will work. Observers and string. I think I've seen that work before. Well, assuming that we're going to send the villagers from that way across here, I'm thinking the default direction of this should be not going into it, and it changes once that guy opens up that one there. So what I've done is I've got a powered rail there, and rails here. And the idea is that this rail will turn depending on what it needs. So I'm going to need, and let me just get rid of that. I've got a lever here. So if these were powered rails, just to make sure that it was working, you know, powered rails there. And then I'm thinking we need to get a repeater into this here. So then I need to get a signal from there up to here. What if I went observer that way? We have a spare block. So now we need to get a signal up to there. Observing that goes through that piston there. Will that power it? Can I see it? It does. Okay. So yeah, then we just need to maybe like a redstone block to power that, to swap the rail. Yes. All right, so I've got the piston there. I've got a redstone block there. Let's see, can I reach this from here? Oh, I can't quite reach it. Look at that, the track swapped. It swapped. And if I do it again, it shouldn't swap, but we'll need some other way of doing that. So my idea now is that I'll have some blocks on here with redstone and an observer looking at a string that this guy will go through and trigger it to reset that. And then he'll fall back down there, ready to go again. Yeah. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. So I need to go there. Observer looking down that way. So I need to go. I always get them back to front. Observer that way. If I can go like that. Yep. And then, oh, I just had an idea. Oh, I might have to bring it back one. I'm thinking, you can't see what's happening in my brain, but right now I'm thinking, what if I had a potion of weakness dropping out right above me, right behind me here, dropping down onto it, and then all I got to do is hit it with an apple, a golden apple. But I think that means I need to put this guy here instead. That's all right. That'll work. So I go there, get rid of this guy, then another block, and then that's where the dispenser will go. And then I need some string on top of that. Oh, this one now. Why not be that one? I think. This is exciting. Let's sleep and get some string. So string, we want it to go there. Yep, that level, so head level. So when the guy goes through here, that will trigger it. So if I do, okay, that re-triggers it. Yes, yes. Oh, that's great. That's great. And then all we need is the dispenser there with potions of weakness, which will drop down, get the villager, which will be a zombie by then. And then I can just hit him with a golden apple, which, now that I think about it, I could probably automate that as well. Like I could have, like even just here, like a dispenser firing up. I mean, I don't have any golden apples and I don't have any potions of weaknesses, except for that one. But that's it. That's going to work. You know what though? I need to do the bottom part and then put this on a loop so we can see that it does actually work. That's what I'm going to do next. So down here we've got a very basic setup. It's just a chute from the fall down, and that block is powered with a lever there. So when he hits that rail, he should start driving out. So this is simulating like one, but really you're going to have all of them side by side. There'll be a long row like that going to where it's got to go. But for this one, he's just going to go back up around. One of these rails is going to be every 2 blocks in reality, but for now we're just doing one. Let's get a villager in here and see how it goes. Hopefully he goes straight into his little silo. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now we see whether the rest of it works. Oh, he took a bit of damage. And I forgot to line that up. Wait a sec. One sec. Oh, he gets a little bit of pain there. And he's back in. It works. So that should be reset now. So if there's another silo beside it, yeah, he wouldn't go down that one. That's awesome. It's working. Okay, we've got a working prototype for a pretty cool little system here. I think this should tile every 2 blocks. I think. I guess the next step now is to build it for real. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. I've made my own villager trading hall system. It's going to have everything. Zombification, curing, the works. I'm actually really excited right now. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty excited. All right, I guess now I tear this thing down and do it again.
World so wide, blocks and tools, we've got the pride. Gather villagers on site, trading hall will fill tonight. Placing beds and lantern lights, rails and carts, we set them right. Trading now within our sight, emeralds gleam so green and bright. Oh, 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 Shaden's hall stand so tall, trading easy for us all. Minecraft world at our command. Villager dreams in this land. Sturdy walls and wooden floor, training booths and so much more. Looking black deals to explore, adventure calls from store to store.
Okay, so I've built one section here of literally my villager breeder. No, villager trading hall. That's it. It's a trading hall. The villager breeder's over there. So I've built one row of 8, and I'm probably going to do another one facing this way. So you sort of go inside and find the villagers here. I've only done a little bit of decorating. I'll fix it up later, but I basically just wanted to get this operating properly. I'm in free cam now, so you can see it a little bit better than over there. That was a mess. That thing, a mess. But here you can see I've tried to color code things a little bit. So the purple here is the circuit which powers the piston, which is the block that they'll fall down there. And I've changed that to a slab. So hopefully they'll take less damage. And then this part, the blue, is the part that goes up and links up to change that rail there. It will also power a dispenser when I get some, and I'll put that there, and that's where the potion of weakness will go down and splash them in there. But I don't have the potions, I don't have the dispensers, so That'll come later. Yeah, so yellow, I've got yellow for the rails, except for that one apparently, because I made that orange. But that's just powered there for the rail for when they drop down to start driving. So as you can see, this thing is too wide, tileable. They can drop down and flow along that way, which probably for most people will be a zombie to zombify them, which is what I'm going to do. And then this way is the way they'll come back into the system. For now though, this is just hooked up to the other place where I've got the villagers. I'm going to destroy that soon so I can load it up, and then then we can just start seeing what we want to do next. So basically here we need to decide which cell we want to load up first, which is really easy. We just come across here and let's make the first one along here. Let's hit that, which will flick that and then also change the rail up there. So let's have a look up here. It is currently facing away. So if a villager came from that side, they're going to keep going and fall off the edge, which we don't want. But we want it to go into this cell when they've finished being cured or whatnot. So let's turn that off and hit this. That flicks open, and now we should be facing the other way, and we are. Excellent. So now we can drive a villager in, and with that string, you can see just there, it should reset itself. So in theory, when I get this guy moving, he should go into that one. That cell right there. Let's see. Mending. Here you are. Break this. Okay. Along there. And into this cell. Perfect. And hopefully he takes that workstation. Okay, I took all these down, and let's just make sure he takes this one. Yes, he did. Perfect. Okay, we've got our efficiency guy in right here. I guess the only thing that's not ideal is you have to know to hit the button on the right. It's a small thing, but go to the right. So maybe if I put a sign, so here's efficiency, maybe I could put efficiency on the side there, and then I'm braking there and mending there. We just got to know, go to the right. Always right. So the next thing I want to do now is the zombification part of it, which I don't think I'm going to reinvent completely because there's some great ones out there, really easy to use. I'm actually going to use the one from Cubic Meter. That's whose design I used on the last season, and his zombification section was really good. It zombifies and sends them back up in a water stream. So I'm going to build that up nice and quickly and be back in a sec. So over here we have our empty minecart and our zombie setup here for our zombification. So first up, this section here detects whether a minecart has a villager in it or not. If it does, it pushes the rail across so it can go through to be zombified. But if there's no villager, just a minecart, it won't detect the villager there, won't push this rail across, and so the minecart just falls through the soul sand and gets into that chest there. So when a villager and a minecart does get through, he falls down to the zombie here who attacks him with a sword to zombifies him. And once he's zombified, this trapdoor will raise up and the villager can be pushed along into the bubble column, goes up and all the way around back to the rest of the trading hall. Now there's going to be another section. I'm going to have little buildings, all that sort of stuff, but he's going to go across there and then into the villager trading hall from there. So this is probably a good opportunity to test the whole thing out. Let's do this guy. What is he again? I think he is a feather falling. Okay, let's test with him. So we'll press the note block and hopefully, yep, he falls down. And it's possible that I forgot to power a powered rail. Yeah, that will do it. That'll do it. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I need another lever. But let's just push him across for now. That should be fine. Normally this would be powered, but yeah, let's just push him in. There you go. In you go. No, dude, that's not where you're supposed to go. Wait, this way, this. No. Come on. All right, this is it. It's not going well, is it? And he's getting burnt. Oh. I made this out of glass. I've wrecked this. This is not a great demonstration at all. Yeah, I think there's a reason that Cubic Meter made a lot of this out of solid blocks. And I've just discovered why. Let's put a piston here so that we can push this solid block in. I think this will do it. Push it in that way. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. He's zombifying. He's going up. Oh, I thought something was going wrong then. Okay, should be going across. Let's go have a look. It's going across. Yes. And he should fall down this silo. Excellent. And he's on fire. I forgot to I didn't put the dispenser in. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Oh no, can I get there in time? I don't think I can. I'm not going to be able to save him, am I? Why didn't I put the dispenser in? He's still going. He's still going. Dude, I can't save you. Well, if anything, we've got an empty minecart, so we can test the other feature, which is to get rid of the empty minecarts if we happen to have lost a villager like we have now. So let's just hit this and see if it works. I'm sure it will. Surely this will work. Nothing else has. Here it comes. And there it goes. All right, so that part is fine. At least something went right. There it is. And a rail. Cool. So I think in a future episode, I'm going to build a building around this one, make another cell here, a building around that one, and maybe a bit of a connecting pipe or something to blend that in so you can't see it. I'm almost thinking that with those dispensers, when I have enough potions to use them, I might have a rail system that refills them every time. But with that part done, I think I'm going to start wrapping up this episode. It's getting long enough as it is. I know I said I was going to work on this house a bit more, but I think that's going to be another episode. This is a bit of fun, designing my own kind of villager trading hall. Now, I don't know whether someone's done this exact thing before. I was just making it up as I went along. So I'm really not trying to make some really bold claims that this is mine, it's a brand new thing. It's pretty simple really, but I like it. I think it's really good, and it works well. It works really well, exactly what I wanted it to do. It's not very complicated, anyone can make it. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun making it. It's a bit of a different one for me really. I generally don't do a lot of designing on camera, but I thought, why not? Let's try it, let's do it. But if you liked it, please give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends, especially if you like this design and you want to do it. Let them know. So I've been Shane23. This is the Lotus SMP on Season 3. And I'll see you next time. Bye. What? What? Wait a second. I found a stronghold. I found a stronghold.